Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top 5 are correct, and then make predictions for next week's top 5. So let's get right on into it. Last week I predicted that number 1 would be Doctor Strange, number 2 would be Arrival, number 3 would be Trolls, number 4 would be Shut In, and number 5 would be Almost Christmas. And unfortunately, even though I got 5 out of 5 last week, I only got 1 out of 5 of my predictions right. And yes, it is the obvious one, which would be number 1, Doctor Strange, yet again. This weekend it made $43 million, and that adds to a total of $153 million domestically. Now, it only needs $12 million domestically to get its $165 million budget back, but if you look at the worldwide numbers, it has already gotten its budget back and doubled it. It has a worldwide number of $492 million. In fact, it's on its way to tripling this amount worldwide, which is very good for this movie. I'm so happy that it's actually making a lot more than I originally expected. I knew this movie would make money because Marvel, but I didn't think it would make as much. I thought maybe this would be like an Ant-Man for some reason, where it made a lot of money but not as much as other movies. Anyways, number 2 was Trolls. This weekend it made $35 million, and that adds to a total of $94 million. Now, it is $31 million away from getting its $125 million budget back, but once again, that's only domestically. You look at the worldwide chart, and it has made $222 million, and it only needs around $30 million more to double that budget. So Trolls is actually doing very well, and it's on its way of doubling its budget, and it's making a good profit, which is pretty good for DreamWorks. So anyways, number 3 was Arrival. This weekend it made $24 million, and this is only on a budget of $47 million, so it only needs $23 million more to cross that, and I definitely do think that it'll be able to double its budget and be a big success, because this movie is getting huge amount of praise, and I did see this movie on Friday night, and I will say the praise is definitely well deserved. But moving on to number 4, which is Almost Christmas. This weekend it made $15 million, and it is only $2 million away from getting its $17 million budget back. So that's pretty good for this movie. It'll probably be able to easily double it because it is a low budget film, at least compared to the others, and that's all I gotta say for this movie. Let's move on. Number 5 is Hacksaw Ridge. This weekend it made $10 million, and that adds to a total of $32 million. So it's only $8 million away from getting its $40 million budget back, so that's not too bad. I don't think this movie will be able to double its budget, though, unfortunately, because I've heard great things about this movie, but hey, at least a lot of people are going out to see it, and I do think that it'll be able to get some awards recognition by the end of the year, because the praise for this movie is huge. They probably won't recognize Mel Gibson because of stuff he did in the past, but for the rest of the movie, probably. Anyways, number 6 was The Accountant. This weekend it made $4 million, and that adds to a total of $77 million. So that is still very good for this movie. It only needs like $11 million more to double its $44 million budget, but if you look at the worldwide numbers, it has already done that and has made $128 million worldwide. That's still very good for The Accountant. I'm glad people have given this film a chance, despite some really weird reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. I really don't understand where the critics are coming from with this movie, but I've already said that before. Moving on, number 7 was Shut In. This movie made $3,700,000 this weekend at the box office, which is pretty good for a movie that most likely most of my audience hasn't even heard of, but if you look at its budget, it is around $10 million, so there's no way this movie is going to be able to spike up and be able to get that amount. There's no way it'll be able to double that either, so I guess you can just go ahead and consider this movie a financial flop, which is kind of sad since the budget was already kind of low. But I think that's actually kind of well deserved, because from what I've heard, it's a piece of crap. Kind of sad because I thought the trailer was decent, but whatever. Anyways, number 8, a movie proving that your movie can be terrible and still make a lot of money. Boo! A Madea Halloween. This weekend it made $3,550,000, and that adds to a total of $70 million. And I know I've said this in other episodes, but seriously, Tyler Perry, you're such a cinematic genius. I praise you every day because of how wonderful you are at making some great films that get a lot of great amounts of monies back. I mean, seriously, you shot this movie in 6 days, and now you're getting rewarded for your laziness. Congratulations, Tyler. You're such an inspiration to the world of movies. Anyways, number 9 is Jack Reacher, Never Go Back. This weekend it made $3,325,000, and that adds to a total of $54 million. Now, domestically, it is $6 million away from getting its budget of $60 million back, but worldwide, it has already doubled that amount. It is stuck at $127 million. So the studio has gotten like about $7 million out of this movie, at least worldwide. So hey, maybe you can make Jack Reacher 3, but then again, why would you? Because you would definitely lose a lot more money in that, saying that the first Jack Reacher movie did a lot better, and this movie kind of didn't do well at all. And finally, closing it out, number 10, Inferno. Well, this is the last time we're going to see it domestically, thank goodness, because this movie's really bland. This weekend it made $3,250,000, and that adds to a total of $31 million domestically, but once again, we got to look at the worldwide chart, and it is stuck at $202 million. So I think this is actually the lowest grossing Dan Brown movie. I think, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is the lowest one out of the Da Vinci Code trilogy. Kinda sad if you're a fan, but I'm not a fan of these, so who cares? And finally, the fun part, the predictions for next week's top 5. I'm going to say number 1 will easily be Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I will try to see that movie as soon as I can, but this weekend's going to be pretty hectic because theater is having opening nights of the play we're doing, so I'll be busy doing that, but I'll see it as soon as I can. I think number 2 will be Doctor Strange. Number 3, I think Edge of 17 will be able to sneak in there. I think number 4 will be Trolls, and number 5 will be Arrival. Now, you might be wondering, Jackson, why aren't you predicting Bleed for this, or Billy Lynn? I honestly don't really think those movies will be able to crack the top 5, but you can predict them if you want. It's just for me, I don't think they'll be able to make it. But what are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave them in the comments below, and if you got yours right for this week, you're going to get a shout out right now. Unless you didn't get it right, then I'm sorry. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.